I'm Chris Bauer, and I am an art slinger. I travel around the U.S. selling artwork at comic and anime conventions, and while I'm there, I like to check out cool sites, eat great food, and see all the places my favorite movies and TV shows are made. Welcome to Sets, Streets, and Eats. Hey guys, I am out here at the U.S. Marine Corps Monument here in Washington, D.C. It's actually in Arlington, right across the river from Washington, right next to the Arlington Cemetery, National Cemetery. This, of course, immortalizes a famous moment in World War II history, right after the Battle of Iwo Jima. Several Marines, 7, I believe, you'll have to count the statues, raised the flag. It immediately put up a cheer from the beach from all the Marines. The ships in the bay. I have a personal connection to this. My grandfather, Eugene Bauer, was on the USS Griffin, and they were out in the harbor, not harbor, I guess it would just be the bay that was next to Iwo Jima. And he can remember them taking this photograph. It was a very bloody battle and won by the Americans, obviously, as we persevered through the Pacific theater of World War II. But one of the ship's captain, I forget the name of him, but he knew that a lot of the soldiers couldn't see the only I think it was a 4.5 foot flag that they had raised. So he ordered his 8-foot American flag to be taken off of his ship and taken to the top of the mountain and for them to stage it again. And it had just as much fanfare the second time as the first time did, but more people could see it, more soldiers could see it, and the motivation that photo, which you've all seen this photo, it really took over. It really was the wind beneath the wings for the Americans, basically, especially with the public side of it. I believe Joseph Rosenthal, he's a Pulitzer Prize winning photographer working for the Associated Press, was the one that took the photo. And I'm certain, I'm not for sure, but I'm certain he won a Pulitzer Prize for it. But it is definitely one of the most famous photos from World War II. And a great personification or a great monument to the U.S. Marine Corps right here in Arlington. Washington's one of those cities that, if you love history, especially U.S. history like I do, it's one of my favorite places to be, where you just, everywhere you walk, it's packed with history. There's thousands of monuments, so many things to see. And, you know, as Americans, it's all free to us. We get to walk anywhere over here. There's no one charging you money to see this. It's very powerful places to be. You can always feel it when you're around these monuments. No matter what time of the day or night you go to any of these monuments, it's a really powerful feeling that you get when you're around them. I really love Washington for that very fact. It gets a lot of rap because of high crime and all that stuff like that, but it's kind of like Chicago. There's these places in those cities where it's like you only want to be there, and Washington's definitely got many of those. This is the Japanese barbecue place. Now, I've been to Korean barbecue, and it appears to be quite similar. We have our own little stove, open fire pit. The corn has been brotted. I'm joined by Franco and Leia once again on our all Asian food weekend. So we're pretty excited about trying Japanese barbecue. Like I said, I've tried Korean barbecue. I've never had Japanese barbecue, but it does not appear to be much different. I'm really not really sure what the difference is, actually. I might have to look that up. If you watch my channel, you know I am not good. Yeah, I'm already gonna lose this thing. All right, so we're gonna use the fingers. This is a Tuna Volcano. This is raw tuna on top. I do not know what the fried thing is underneath it. It's like fried potato. And I got a little bit of soy sauce underneath. Ooh, that's good.
Really good.
It's kind of like a sushi roll, but with a tater tot underneath. That's interesting. Huh. All right. We got our fried cheese.
This one is the sweet soy.
Crab cheese. Oh, that's good. The calamari comes in this delectable little basket.
It is so cute. I wonder if they fry it in that too.
I think they probably do and just put it right on the plate. It's a good idea.
So adorable.
Has this horseradish type crepe sauce with it. It might be tartar sauce. It's not like a strong horseradish taste. It's real slight. It might be an aioli. So what are the two sauces we have here? We got a spicy, I assume spicy soy sauce.
I think it's just a spicy sauce
And then sweet soy. Looky there. Sweet soy and spicy soy. Or just spicy sauce, not sure which one. We're gonna try both though. I'm gonna eat some more of this little tuna tartare thing we got going here.
That shit was fire.
That's really good.
It's like a comfort food.
Yeah.
Hey, that corn is kind of good though.
Oh, you know what? It's a fried rice cube.
Oh, that's
It tasted like potato to me, but now I'm looking at it, it's just fried rice. So it's basically literally is like a piece of sushi. I'm gonna cook this beef tongue, y'all. That is good. Oh yeah, that's juicy. Numbers. I like that. We got some beef fried rice. Oh yeah, that's delicious. Use your tongs, Leah.
Oh, I'm such a barbarian.
Man,
I know.
you just ham-fisting it over there.
Spread that out a little bit more.
Just cook it as a clump. I don't know what kind of beef it is, but it's phenomenal. So we're about halfway through the meal. We have cooked, what, 2? No, we did 3 kinds of meat, right? So far. We still got a 4th to go. All of it was delicious. I'm sure they were different cuts of different sides of beef, but they all taste like beef, so, you know, you're not gonna go wrong with it. Their sauces are phenomenal. They got this sweet soy sauce over here that is fan-diddly-tastic. And the sweet chili sauce that they serve with the fried rangoons has been giving me life. It's just amazing, especially on the meat. All of it works. What would be like the American version of this? Where basically you got your cooking, they would just come out with hot dogs and burgers, and then you like put them on there and like make sliders and stuff. Why hasn't anybody done that?
Because we're Americans.
Yeah, but that's kind of a cool idea. Oh yeah, it's been phenomenal. Okay. Okay, cool. Thank you. Oh, yeah, we can just toss that right here. Thank you. Ooh, yeah. I'm just saying that's a good idea though. You can bring out little burgers, all these different kinds of meat to make little sliders. You can grill the buns, do little hot dogs. Then you can do steak sides as well.
Oh yeah.
Have a little potato oven in the other, like 2 holes. Or a fryer for fry. Now we're getting way too bad. But it's a good idea. Like that would be the this.
No, the salad in a bowl.
Oh, because that would be like the American version of it.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea.
And I don't think I've ever seen a restaurant like that because it's so much fun to do this.
Yeah.
And I don't know. It just seems like it'd be kind of cool to do more foods that way.
I think so. It'd be especially like for families.
Yeah, totally. It's fun. I don't know. I don't know if I would want to have little kids here.
Well,
Like,
you know.
is this hot? You know, that would end badly, but even adults would be fun.
I like the s'mores at the end.
Oh yeah,
I think that's
this is a great finish. It's a good idea.
Thank you, Doug.
Look into it, America. Someone get on that. Round 2 of meat. Ooh, what is that?
Chicken.
Oh, that's the chicken. Okay.
This is the large beef, the Harami skirt steak.
Oh, okay. Skirt
So that
steak.
can help you through the.
Okay, cool. So happy right now. I thought we were nearing the end of the meat, and then we got 8 more meats. That was like the greatest gift ever.
So how do you like your steak? How do we like it?
I like mine medium.
Yeah, we're medium.
Medium's good.
This is 8 ounces of skirt steak.
Okay. That's looking awesome.
Look at you, the pro. You gotta fold
notice.
the thinner one so it don't.
Well, you gotta fold the thin part. I get it.
Very thin.
Yeah.
This is a lot.
I dig it. Yeah, that steak is unbelievable. She is not lying. You can taste the difference in the quality. Not that any of this was bad, but that was like, whoa. I want to know what we're supposed to do with that cheese. Did we melt it? I think we melt it. It's in a little metal bowl. I think we melt it. We're about to make fondue.
Dip our meat in.
We still got 3 more meats to cook.
Oh, God.
Who's excited? Let's go to the chicken next. Oh my God. Is that a marinade that I'm tasting? Because it's amazing.
Wait.
That's awesome. Oh my God, that was amazing. Is there some type of marinade on that? How does that taste so good?
Marinated in miso.
Okay.
Tail soup.
Oh,
Tail.
that's so good.
Like all the things, as soon as you order meat, I punch it and they marinate it right away. There's no pre-marinated.
Oh, really? Okay.
Chicken.
Like I said, I'm gonna go.
Little piece of steak here.
How many shoes do you have? 1 pair in that crop. Oh, crop. Good. I'll take it.
Yep, that's awesome. So I would say, I think that our favorite one is probably that secret pot, which was the big steak.
Yes, that was the flank steak.
It's called the Harami secret pot. I don't know why it's called that, but it should just be called absolutely delicious steak. And in a deceivingly tiny little bowl, and it's a giant steak. That was definitely the best one. And then I think what we just put on, I think those are the ribeye pieces, aren't they? Because that looked like it had a lot of marbling in it. But there was several that had a lot of marbling, so I'm not sure. But we had a toro beef, which is a sweet soy tare. Pork belly was good. Chicken breast was good. Oh yeah, with basil and cheese fondue. It was for the chicken. We did that right. Them grilled mushrooms was fire. So good. All of this was absolutely fantastic. We went with the Ninja, I guess, plan. I don't know what they call these. Plan or dinner. The Ninja dinner, which is for 3 people. And
We made it work.
Yeah, this was utterly fantastic. I cannot recommend this enough. My favorite thing about this dinner was just meat just kept coming. You had a table full of meat, you ate it, and then they're like, oh, here's another platter with double the amount of meat they brought the first time.
Yeah, she made a good point saying that the difference between the Korean and the Japanese is that they bring finer cuts and it's a higher quality meat. So
Oh my God. This was
nothing was like chewy, everything was tender, like
absolutely
well done.
phenomenal.
And she did say that, like it was marinated like right when you put the order in.
So good. And now for the funnest part of the meal. No, actually, cooking the meat was the funnest part. But second funnest is grilling s'mores indoors. So we are waiting for our dessert course. That's right, they do dessert here with the ninja meal and probably some of their other meals. But it's s'mores, and we get to cook them over an open flame like ballers. Are you being serious?
Yeah, that's what I told you.
You've never eaten one?
I've never had one. Not a real s'more.
Oh my God, this is excellent. So Leia has never eaten a s'more because she's lived in a cave. Good guy. Actually, if you lived in a cave, you probably would have had s'mores because they have fires there. So, all right. So what you do?
Okay.
All right. See how they're nicely made. All right. So, hold on here. We're gonna do this right. All right. So, technique: moving it a lot.
Okay.
Because you want to get the middle hot. See, if you just throw it in there and it catches on fire, it's too much.
Okay.
It's too much. All right, so now you got it set, and you look at that. Ah, now you almost worked. There it is.
Oh, that looks good.
And then you let that set for a minute. You gotta get that chocolate nice and melty. And that's how it's done.
By my ride or die friend.
Leah's first s'more. Yes. Keep it clean, girl. Keep it clean. Girl. Oh, girl. It's hard to eat those in a semi not messy way. You like it?
I love it.
Nice. Good. Ooh, look at that. Melty chocolate. Woo!
Good.
So we are done, and that was a tremendous meal. If you have not tried Japanese barbecue, it is a little like Korean barbecue, but I would actually say this was better. I liked this better than Korean barbecue, and it was actually way more of an experience. It was fantastic. I got nothing bad to say about it. Like I said, the miso soup was the only thing I was like, meh. And then there was like 40 other things to.
Even the salad.
Yeah, even the salad. I love that ginger dressing though. That's key.
It was a nice.
Fantastic. Can't recommend this place enough. So I have learned finally, this is pronounced Gyu-Kaku. It is spelled G-Y-U. Gyu-Kaku. Very delicious. Highly recommend Gyu-Kaku here in Washington, D.C. Come get you some Japanese barbecue.
Come get you some.
Gyu-Kaku. The Washington Monument took over 40 years to build. They started raising funds for it back in the 1830s, and by 1848, they had a groundbreaking ceremony
where they started building. In attendance at the 1848 Cornerstone Ceremony, they had James Buchanan, Lincoln, Andrew Johnson, Dolly Madison, and Alexander Hamilton's widow, Betsy Hamilton, and of course the current president, James K. Polk. They also put copies of the Constitution and Declaration of Independence and several other objects in the cornerstone, and they're still inside there today.
We are going to see the Washington Monument, tallest monument in Washington, D.C., clearly. And, yeah, it's big. It's pretty big, pretty big.
In fact, during the Civil War, it was used as a slaughter yard and cattle pen. But in 1876, the U.S. Congress took it back over and started funding it again, and they opened for business in 1885.
So, I forget the year, but I want to say it was either during the Civil War or something. Either way, if you notice, they quit building it for several years. So you notice how it goes up, and about midway up there, it changes color. And they use different limestone because it took several years off while they were at war, and it just sat there as that base.
Oh, wow.
And then they finished it long after. Washington Monument is obviously a very cool place to come, day or night. It's all lit up at night, obviously, but normally, I'm not sure what their COVID schedule is, but I don't think it's open. I'm almost positive it's completely closed. So is the Capitol, but that was for other reasons. Some people ruined that. Last time I was in Washington was 2019. I was able to do the Capitol tour, which was highly recommended, was fabulous. I have never been up in the Washington Monument, and I would like to do it someday. It won't be on this trip, obviously, it's closed, but I would definitely like to go up there someday. Because like I said, it's the tallest structure in Washington. So I'm fairly certain the view is spectacular.
When it was opened in 1885, it was actually the tallest building in the world.
You can see the Lincoln Memorial off in the distance. In between here at the Washington Monument and the Lincoln Memorial is the World War II Memorial, and we're gonna go check that out next. Also this way, we have the U.S. Capitol. And if we were on the other side of the Washington Monument, straight across, you would see the White House, which we could do as we walk down this way. We're walking. You want the foot picture?
Can you scoot me closer so my butt's on the wall?
How am I supposed to do that? Push your shoulder. Yeah, I'm gonna put all this down so you inch your butt up there.
Okay, I think I got it.
I don't really get what the point of this is. Why don't you take a picture so that you're seeing straight with your feet on the wall?
Can you set my camera on top of my crotch?
I'm like a crotch. No, you want the feet in the picture.
Can you get my Oh yeah, this is badass.
Yeah. I'm really not sure why this is badass. You know, if it starts falling on you right now, I'm gonna survive.
You're like, hey,
You're like, I'll hold it up.
I got my cracks.
And that's when you get to your last thought is your knee going through your face. That would suck.
The dorkiest thing I've done.
I'm not even sure this is dorky, Leia. It just doesn't make any sense. Although 20 people, I know, it is a unique photo. I will say that. That is a unique photo. Leia, would you like some help getting up? I mean, I'd help you, but it's not gonna happen. Did you get the foot photo?
Let me down here.
Did you get the foot photo?
I didn't get it. Why am I 1,000 pounds?
That was the best.
It was the
So much ramen. So much ramen. White House is straight across, right there.
This turned out really cool though.
Actually, it does. I mean, it's a very unique photo. Indiana.
Okay. We're gonna do this in Jesus' name.
Indiana.
You don't mind taking my picture, do you?
Yeah. So forgive me for not knowing the year, but the World War II Memorial is one of the most recent memorials here on the mall. It happened basically entirely to the efforts of Tom Hanks and Steven Spielberg after Saving Private Ryan. They raised the money to make this happen, champion the effort, and it's hard to believe that there wasn't a World War II monument till the early 2000s. So it's very cool. I think this is one of those ones that you get a little bit more out of during the day than at night, but it's still quite beautiful at night. As you can see clearly behind me, it's amazing. And yeah. I always like walking through here. It's pretty nice. So. I'm on the Pacific Theater side. They have each side marked, the Atlantic side and the Pacific. Talking about the two theaters of war during World War II, the American involvement. And it's pretty neat. It was a long time coming. And I tell you what's really terrifying is all the gigantic spiders that are up there in these webs, and there's so many of them, and they're huge. I'm just waiting for one to just drop down on me. Huge spiders, and they're on each reef. And that's it. You found Callie. Callie.
Yeah, like that.
The Thomas Jefferson Memorial was opened in 1943, but the statue that was completely made of bronze was not ready until 1947, so they put a plaster statue of Jefferson in there for those 4 years. Once installed in 1947, the sculpted former president was 19 feet tall, made of bronze, and weighs over 10,000 pounds. The low rotunda is an example of the architecture that Jefferson used to build, like the one that he designed for the University of Virginia and his home of Monticello in Charlottesville, Virginia.
So we are in the Thomas Jefferson Memorial. It has its own rotunda off to the side of the Washington Monument. It's kind of in between, well, more even with the Washington Monument. But it's quite a beautiful memorial. It has different passages from I believe his writings, I would assume it would be his, not about him, but actual ones he wrote, and some of the ideas that he used to influence the Constitution and his part in starting our country. And quite a beautiful rotunda and statue. I'm not sure how tall it is. I think it's at least 20 feet though. What you think, Leia?
What was all the way up there?
What's up there? Nothing. You know, they should have painted. They do like a big art piece in the middle there. Missed opportunity. But here we are in the Jefferson Memorial. Oh, that's joke. Actually, yeah. Each little square indented in the rotunda represents one of his illegitimate children.
And they're squares within squares.
Squares within squares. There's several thousand, so don't Google that. But you know what? I think that's what they meant. They were meaning for that to imply Tommy J got around. Let's just say that. Liberty ones. It's got those new leather Liberty ones. It was before they predate the penny loafer, and had a crisp shilling. It was a shilling loafer. All I know is they used a lot of marble in building this one. Well, I can't tell. Is it marble or granite? I feel like it's marble. You'd think I'd be able to tell this, but this cornerstone was laid by Franklin Delano Roosevelt in 1939. That was around the era a lot of these monuments were either started or finished. And of course, Tommy J's monument, looking out at the top of his steps, is pretty nice. He's got it going on. You can kind of see the Lincoln, the top of the Lincoln Memorial right there. Then of course you got the Washington. And you can't see it because it's over here on the other side, but that would be the U.S. Capitol over there. And directly, well, not directly, pretty much right over there is where the White House would be. But they got this nice little pond at the bottom of these marble steps. Quite lovely.